living lies. He announced liberty when the system was built on oppression. And that's not just in politics, it's in the pulpit too, because now we live in a day and time where lies get monetized. When bloggers build platforms by tearing down preachers, when gossip is called content and destruction is called discussion. They post rumors about pastors and churches just to get clicks and likes. They sensationalize stories about our marriages and our ministries and our families, not because they care about truth, but because scandal sells. They exploit our pain for profit, fabricate headlines for followers, and call it discernment while it's just digital gossip. But here's the real tragedy, my brothers and sisters, is that the church has become their biggest customer. See, it's not the atheists keeping the gossip blogs alive. It's the saints who can't scroll past the mess. It's church folks clicking and commenting and sharing and subscribing to the very content that tears down their own brothers and sisters. The bloggers wouldn't even have a platform if believers weren't the audience. They wouldn't have tea to spill if church members weren't pouring it for them. And they wouldn't have revenue if the redeemed didn't keep running to their pages to consume the scandal. Leaders feeding gossip to jive folks who think they're king. Y'all ain't gonna help me preach in here now. Taking selfies with people that slander the church. How obnoxious is that? Running to find out what was reported to them. How shameful it is when the redeemed become reporters of ruin, when the blood-bought become the broadcasters of betrayal, when those who should be praying are the ones promoting the pain of others. See, my brothers and sisters, we're not called to be co-conspirators in the enemy's smear campaigns. We're not called to tear down our house for entertainment. The Bible said, if a brother be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual ought to restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering your own self, lest you also be tempted. That means if you're truly spiritual, you don't share the scandal, but you share in their sorrow. You don't screenshot the story, but you stand in the gap. You don't gossip about their fall, but you pray for their restoration, because the same God who covered you when you were wrong expects you to cover somebody else when they're wounded. Can I tell you something? If God exposed every one of our secrets, nobody in here would have the nerve to log on, let alone look down on anybody else. So the next time you see a headline designed to humiliate a preacher, a church, or a believer, don't click it, don't comment on it, don't contribute it to it, because every click is a coin in the devil's collection plate. We got to do better, church. We can't cry for revival while we keep feeding the rumor mill. We can't shout for restoration while we sponsor destruction. We can't say we love Jesus while we crucify his servants. But the call of God is still the same, to restore such a one and speak the truth. I came to tell you that truth doesn't need a trending tag. Truth crushed to earth will always rise again. You don't have to clap back when God is keeping the receipts, because the same God who exposes lies will exalt the truth in due time. So let them blog. Let them post. Let them spin their narrative. The truth of God will always outlast the tricks of man, because lies may trend, but truth will always triumph. Oh, bless the name of the Lord. See, we live in a nation that has built an empire on spin, that whitewashes wickedness and markets its sin as success. The world. That he gave his only begotten son. In other words, the biggest breaking news story in human history wasn't reported by CNN or the BBC. It was announced in Bethlehem. And the headline read, "Love breaks into a broken world." That verse still stuns me, for God so loved the world. Look at your neighbor and say, the world. Not the perfect world, the world. Not the polished world, not the red state or the blue state world, but this divided, polluted, miseducated, incarcerated, exploited, and manipulated world. The world that builds walls instead of bridges. The world that elects leaders who mock the weak and magnify the wicked. And yet God still loves us all. So much so that he sent his son not to condemn the world, but to save the world. And if he loved us enough to send his son to die for us, surely he loves us enough to keep us, to cover us, and to carry us through the chaos. And that, my brothers and sisters, is breaking news in a broken nation. That God loved the world and he has not logged off, and that heaven's newsroom is still open. So while the networks of this world spin lies and fear, I came to remind the church to change the channel. Tune your hearts to heaven's frequency. Because God is still speaking, and love is still saving, and truth is still marching on. But I'll be honest with you, I've had some moments when I've wondered, Lord, when will this struggle end? Moments when it felt like the storms just kept rolling in waves. Injustice after injustice, lie after lie, scandal after scandal, sorrow after sorrow. But in these moments, I have to remind myself of what the old saints used to sing, build your hope on things eternal and hold to God's unchanging hand. That's why the first piece of breaking news I came to report today is these problems are only temporary. Would you tell somebody these problems are only temporary? The government shutdowns, the inflation, the racism, the rollbacks, the deportation, the fear, the foolishness, all temporary. The chaos in Congress is temporary, but the kingdom is eternal. Hate may trend for a season, but love reigns forever. The madness in the White House is temporary, but the mercy from God is eternal. Economic difficulties are temporary, but we serve an eternal provider. Sickness and suffering are temporary, but we serve an eternal healer. Corruption in high places is temporary, but we serve an eternal king. And everywhere at the same time. He's still Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. And I tell folk, if he's Alpha and Omega, he's everything in between. He's Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta, Eta, Theta, Iota, Kappa.